Hi, this narrative speech is called How My Childhood Affected Who I Am as an Adult. The purpose of my speech is to show how my childhood raisings made me who I am and had an influence on the choices I make as an adult. Have you ever had that aha moment when you realize what your parents were talking about? Have you finally realized your parents aren't as crazy as you thought they were? I am one of seven children from my mother and one of five from my father. Yes, that's 13 total, and we were all very close. Um, it's it's a big family. We stayed close in the close contact, and even though we didn't all live together, we were in the same county. I grew up living with my mom and my stepfather. I was the oldest of my mom's children. There was a total of seven of us in the home, including me. Being the oldest, I was responsible for my siblings. I had the most chores. I was the one who was supposed to set the good example or the idea of the good example. I was the moral child, and my siblings looked up to me. They came to me for guidance, for advice, for how to do things. When they were having problems at school, when they had problems at home, everybody came to me and decided that I was the go to, I was the mediator, I was the one who could help them. And that's carried on. They even came to me when they wanted to play. It was never, I'm going to go to my other sibling, or I'm going to go to my other brother, or I'm going to go to my other sister. It's Jen, come play Legos with me, come play Barbies with me, or, whatever it is. Do you want to watch the show with me? Do you want to do this? And we would play softball and all sorts of games. And eventually the other children would migrate in to come play or do whatever it is me and my brother were doing at the time, or me and my sister were doing at the time. So being that I was oldest, I was forced to forego a lot of my childhood and grow up faster than I should have, or what most people should have. There wasn't a time for me to be a kid. I wasn't able to play with my friends a lot because I was constantly playing with my siblings and doing things with them. I was busy helping them do their homework, get ready for baths, get their teeth brushed, stories read, and into bed. My stepdad had sometimes his shifts changed. He was a state patrol officer, so sometimes he would work the mornings, sometimes he'd work the evenings, sometimes he'd work swing shift. And my mom had her own janitorial company, so she was gone in the evening. So by the time I was 10, I was helping with the laundry, dishes, cooking, and other chores, including creating the grocery lists. Making sure we had milk in the fridge, making sure there was egg, making sure we had cereal to make for breakfast because I was responsible for making breakfast for the children. I had to get good grades so I could play sports, and sports weren't required in my household, but I played every one that I could because sports was the only thing that got me out of the house and interacting with other kids. And it created a lot of stability in showing me how teamwork was effective and how to interact with other children my age instead of my siblings. And it wasn't long before I became depressed and had to be placed on antidepressants and attend group sessions. I really felt alone and I was highly stressed out. I was afraid to let my parents or even my siblings down, and therefore I became enclosed, and I didn't know how to effectively release my emotions. So we can take a look at all this and see how it made me who I am today. Being that I had to grow up quickly, I learned some things that were most important, like the mechanics for daily life. I learned how to operate and run a household. I learned how to raise children. I learned the responsibilities of day to day, and even now I'm regarded as a highly responsible, level headed adult. I make more logical decisions and not quick, rational ones. I'm able to adapt, and I think in the future and long term, and not just right now, this moment. I'm very, very well organized. Each one of my siblings to this day still call me for advice. They still seek my help and guidance. When they need something, they call me. To my family, I am and always will be the responsible one. Even my mom comes to me instead of going to the other siblings to get advice or information on how to do something or where to go. I'm knowledgeable in that way, my mom always says. I have a lot of scars from not being able to be a kid, but I believe that I'm able to take from what I learned and make things better for my children, and show them what a responsible adult is and that they don't have to be the responsible adult. They are the children. My aha moment was when I had my second child. I realized how relying on my other children to help me out is a must. Because without my oldest, I probably wouldn't get a lot of things done in my household. She keeps my youngest ones occupied. And I know that that's how I was for my parents. And it's just important for me to see that now. Thanks for listening.